Friends, 432 days of war, and Russian forces have once again carried out a little largish interdiction missions in close proximity of war zone as well as beyond it, like in Sumy and even in Kiev. Here, the Ukrainian army claims that out of 18 missiles, they were able to destroy 15. And in addition, the Russian missiles reached in Khmelnytsky, Kherson, Nikolaev, Chernihiv and Kharkiv. They have been able to hit in Dnipropetrovsk region, Pavlograd ammunition depot close to railway junction, and where a huge explosion seems to have taken place all around. And this particular attacks, as they claim, have also destroyed large amount of S-300 missiles and their munitions. However, there are counterclaims that these were the dumps of old Soviet era missiles, so nothing much have been damaged. Maybe it's possible, however, the quality of explosion, its longer duration and area does not seem that the only old stocks were piled up there. There seems to be something additional as well. The selection of targets in the present Russian missile attacks basically included arms ammunition depot and command posts as well as Ukrainian reserve army concentration areas. This is probably to weaken the would-be Ukrainian offensive in south as well as in other regions. In southern war zone, normal operation continues from both the sides. However, the Russian Air Force carried out attacks on Gulyai-Pol sector. Ukrainians in turn shelled Tokmok and hit railway depot. Kherson mutual shelling continues. However, the present information indicates that the Russians too are gearing up for offensive in southern direction, irrespective of whatever the Ukrainians are going to continue or start. In north, in last 24 hours, the Russian forces did not carry out any offensive on Kupiansk-Swatovo-Kremina direction, but the Ukrainians continued shelling in Bryansk, Belgorod, and even there was a report that in Leningrad an explosion took place in power station, damaging it, though not able to stop the supply. In east, in Marinka, the Russian forces have taken over full control of Druzhby Avenue. In Avdiivka, north of it, heavy positional battle is continuing towards Krasnogorovka direction. In south, the Ukrainians carried out many counter-offensives since last 2 to 3 days, however, with not much of success. In Bakhmut, Russian as well as PMC troops are able to continue their movement westward. They have taken over or entered various streets, which includes Alexandra Matrosova Street, which is close to Kromov, and also second Lizova Street, which is southwest of Kromov, and Tchaikovsky Street. In last 24 hours, the PMC head claims that his troops were able to move 230 meters in many directions and thus have occupied approximately 5,800 square meters. And in this they lost 99 fighters. And he further adds that now the Ukrainian forces are able to hold less than 3 kilometers in Bakhmut city. ISW in its latest report claims that Russian forces conducted ground attacks in and around Bakhmut and also along Avdiivka and Donetsk city. The Ukrainian forces continue to have logistic routes to its troops in leftover Bakhmut. So technically Bakhmut holds, though there is also report that PMC head has threatened Moscow that it may withdraw its troops from Bakhmut due acute shortage of arms and ammunition and rising casualties. In a shocking news, Major General Volodymyr Olenik, the Ukrainian general, was shot at his residence in Kiev. This is the overall scenario from the war zone, and both sides seems to be preparing for major attacks. Thank you, friends.